Джуд Ло, популярный британский кино- и театральный актер. Неоднократно номинирован на «Оскар» и «Золотой глобус». Обладатель премии Британской академии кино и телевизионных искусств. Снялся более чем в 30 фильмах. В 2004-м журнал People назвал Джуда Ло самым сексуальным мужчиной из ныне живущих. В 2008 году Джуд Ло становится лицом рекламной кампании «Мартини» в России.
Yeah, it was an extraordinary experience. It really felt like being a part, being a colour on a palette, and so much of his composition had already been put together. His direction then was very, very, very minute. It was literally just, an eyeline, an inch further, inch back, and I mean little tiny details. And so being in the hands of someone who was so precise and in control of obviously what he had in here and what he could compound visually was extraordinary. Yeah, that's the joy of it. I mean, you always arrive, well, maybe that's just the way I work. I always feel like I want to get involved and collaborate on some level, contribute. Otherwise, it may as well be a mannequin. Well, playing the role of Hamlet has sort of redefined what being an actor is to me. It's hugely enjoyable and is kind of extraordinary. You have to mine parts of yourself to keep it fresh and interesting. Because the text is so extraordinarily rich, you don't often have to work that hard at keeping it original or interesting, because it is an amazing piece of writing, and there's such variety to the character that there's always it demands always something new of you. So I'd say really it's just keeping yourself in shape so that you can arrive and pull it off. I am delighted it's going to Broadway. I am also suddenly aware that what was going to be a 3-month run is now a 6-month run, and so I would now be coming near the end of it. In fact, I'm only halfway through, so there's a little part of me drawing a very deep breath. The role was surprising. I didn't really know the books very well. I didn't read them as a child or as an adult, so there was an awful lot in Watson, there's an awful lot in the stories that I didn't really know because of my knowledge had simply stemmed from old films or old TV shows, and so it interested me how clear we all think we know those characters, but in fact an awful lot of those characters have been embellished by the actors playing them in the past. Where you go back to the books and there's an awful lot unexplored, so I think we found some really new and exciting angles to the stories, and I hope to Watson personally. You never know until you start the work how you're going to get on, and it resulted as a very energised triptych. The three of us brought an awful lot of enthusiasm for the literature, for the books. Guy as a writer, although he didn't write this script, but as a writer came with a great mind of a writer, and could therefore edit a lot of the improvising and a lot of the additions that Robert and I made. And Robert is unbelievably inventive and brave in wanting to explore everything and anything possibly available to a set situation that his character may be in. So, and also it wasn't Hamlet, so I mean there's room in it to have an awful lot of fun. Ripley was an amazing experience. I just wish, looking back, that I'd relished it more. I mean, I relished it quite a lot, but I wish I'd relished it more, because it really was a magical place to be filming on, and not just that, the lifestyle of the character I was playing on a yacht, living on yachts and filming on these wonderful beaches and in opera houses. It was extraordinary. I usually just grab and go, and I mean, we've got it a lot easier than girls, haven't we? If you go to a premiere or an event or some kind of that, you know, I will normally wear a suit and tie, and otherwise I'm loving my jeans and t-shirts at the moment. Also, I have a very weird job. I spend most of my time at the moment in someone else's clothes, so I don't really think much about what I'm wearing because I know I'm going to take them all off. But within half an hour, by the time I get to work, it comes off and I put on someone else's clothes and wear those all night, and then just put on a pair of jeans to go home in. Ooh, that's a big question. I've had some of the most fantastic holidays and indeed work experiences in Italy. And I'd say from travelling, Italy still stands out as one of those countries, one of the few that has a true embrace of the essentials of life. Its love of food, family, conversation. My memory, it's not a country where you go and you often end up talking too much about how much you earn or what you do. It's more about whether the food you're eating is good, whether you know, what your mother and father are they close to you, or you have your children, and I like that heart, and it comes out of everybody there. It's also beautiful to travel around. It's got incredible variety of landscape and a wonderful history. Well, my favourite, yeah, for sure, my favourite Italian wine is a red wine, Brunello di Montalcino. Hopefully I'll get loads of free Montalcino now. 94, particularly. Good year. I love dolciolati cheese, and I'm trying to remember the name of that dessert that I like. Tiramisu. I suppose beauty to me at the end of the day is experience, and you know, the most beautiful experiences are often sat somewhere happy, relaxed, with a good drink in your hand after a long day's work, or at the beginning of a long holiday, or having, you know, experienced something wonderful and feeling fulfilled and happy with yourself and well deserving of a good stiff drink. Yeah, sure. I'd say my family's home in France. My back garden on a sunny day when England are playing well in cricket. Watching my son. He's very into his sports. So watching him playing his sports. Not actually in good weather. It's not so nice when it's raining. Martini over ice I'd prefer rather than filling it with fruit and mixers, personally. I think if you're going to have a drink, have a drink. Yeah, I mean, I think for me, Martini's always had an incredibly stylish legacy. Well, it carries in its name an awful lot of what Italy carries, a sense of sort of style, history, quality, and for me, for working with the brand in Russia, it's, to be really honest, it's an opportunity to try and get to Russia because I've never been and I really want to go. So I'm hoping somehow this relationship will lead me to actually visit the country finally, because I'm very keen to, and have done, been wanting to visit it for many, many years.